thought you were so lucky because you were a star, but you cry, cry, cry in the lonely dark. And I'm sorry for what you went through. I always thought the lucky one was you, but the lucky one was me. I wanted to be you so bad. Your life looked like so much fun. The fashion lights and fancy things made it seem like you had won. But little did I know, you were crying all the time. You were hurting inside when everyone thought you were fine. I thought you were so lucky because you were a star, but you cry, cry, cry in the lonely dark. And I'm sorry for what you went through. I always thought the lucky one was you, but the lucky one was me. I know you made some mistakes, but we're all only human. You were judged for everything. They put the blame on you when you were pushed over the edge. It ain't right what they allege. I thought you were so lucky, but the lucky one was me. I thought you were so lucky because you were a star, but you cry, cry, cry in the lonely dark. And I'm sorry for what you went through. I always thought the lucky one was you, but the lucky one was me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to talk about something deeply rooted in our human experience, something that touches us all, yet often remains hidden beneath the surface, the resilience of the human spirit. Life, as we all know, is not without its challenges. At every turn we are faced with trials that seek to break us, to test the very core of our character. But what if we could learn to act as if nothing, not even the most painful of experiences, could hurt us? What if we could wear the armor of composure, shielding ourselves from the agony that life so often delivers? This is not about denying the reality of pain, it's about mastering our reactions to it. It's about developing the kind of inner strength that allows us to stand firm, even when everything around us seems to be falling apart. To act as if nothing hurts us is not an escape from reality, but a way of walking through life with a sense of purpose, strength, and unwavering courage. It is a discipline of the mind, heart, and soul. Today we will explore what it means to live with this mindset. We will examine how adopting such an attitude can shape not only how we perceive the world, but also how we influence it. Together we will delve into the principles that allow us to act with grace, even in the face of adversity. Let us embark on this journey with open minds and hearts, for in learning to act as if nothing hurts us, we may discover a new depth of resilience that can transform our lives. Embracing the power of Stoicism. There is a power in Stoicism that has resonated throughout the ages. It teaches us that we cannot control external events, but we can control our response to them. The foundation of acting as if nothing hurts you begins with this principle. Life will undoubtedly throw obstacles our way, whether they are personal losses, professional setbacks, or emotional wounds. Yet it is in these moments that we must harness the discipline to remain steadfast and composed. Stoicism teaches us that the pain we feel is not from the event itself, but from our perception of it. To act as if nothing hurts us is to master our perception, and in doing so we master ourselves. When we adopt this mindset, we begin to see that the storm outside does not have to create turmoil within. The winds may rage, but our inner world remains untouched if we so choose. Acting as though nothing hurts us means that we do not give power to the pain. We acknowledge its presence, but we do not let it dictate our actions or define our future. It is a practice of choosing reason over emotion, clarity over confusion. To live with this strength is not to deny our humanity, but to elevate it. It is to recognize that our emotions are fleeting, and while they may come with intensity, they do not last. What remains is our response, and it is in that response where true power lies. This practice requires patience, for we are not naturally inclined to detach from our emotions, but through steady practice we can cultivate an inner fortress that remains unshaken. As we walk this path, we must remind ourselves daily that it is not the events that hurt us, but how we interpret them. We must choose our interpretations wisely, for they will shape not only our present but our future. In learning to act as if nothing hurts us, we become the authors of our own narrative, free from the tyranny of pain and suffering. The greatest gift Stoicism offers is the realization that we are not at the mercy of life's challenges. We are not victims of circumstance, but rather architects of our own resilience. To act as if nothing hurts us is to wield the wisdom of the ages, to walk through the storms of life with a heart that is unbowed and a spirit that is unbreakable. Strength in silence. Silence is a tool often underestimated, yet it holds the key to mastering the art of resilience. When we learn to act as if nothing hurts us, we also learn the value of silence. It is not weakness to be silent in the face of pain, rather, it is the strength of those who understand that words are often unnecessary. Silence speaks louder than outbursts of anger or sorrow. It demonstrates a control over one's emotions, a refusal to let pain dictate our actions. Silence becomes a sanctuary, a space where we gather our thoughts and prepare to move forward with purpose. The world often demands that we vocalize our suffering, that we share our pain to find relief. While there is a place for such expression, there is also a profound strength in choosing not to speak of the things that wound us. Silence allows us to process our emotions without the interference of others. It gives us the room to heal, to contemplate, and to gather strength before making our next move. In silence, we find the clarity to separate ourselves from the emotions that seek to control us. It is in these quiet moments that we can reflect on the true nature of our pain and begin to understand that it does not define us. By remaining silent, we are not ignoring our suffering, but acknowledging that it does not have the final word. Silence gives us the space to rise above the noise of our emotions and to act with deliberate intent. This discipline is not easy. The urge to speak out, to react impulsively, is strong, but the mastery of silence is a skill that, once learned, becomes a powerful tool in acting as though nothing hurts us. It is a practice of inner strength, where we choose not to allow external events to dictate our inner peace. Through silence we gain the upper hand, for it is in silence that we find the strength to stand firm, even in the midst of life's greatest storms. Those who learn the power of silence understand that words are often unnecessary. They know that true resilience comes not from speaking of pain, but from enduring it with grace. In the stillness of silence, we find the space to heal, to grow, and to emerge stronger than before. The importance of detachment. To act as if nothing hurts you, one must learn the art of detachment. Detachment is not a rejection of the world or a denial of our emotions, but rather a conscious decision to distance ourselves from the need to control everything. Pain often arises when we cling too tightly to things, whether they are people, outcomes, or possessions. The more we hold on, the more we suffer. Detachment frees us from this cycle by allowing us to experience life without becoming consumed by it. When we detach, we do not lose our capacity to care or to feel. Instead, we gain the ability to view our experiences from a higher perspective. Detachment allows us to step back from our pain and see it for what it truly is, a temporary event, not a permanent state. It is through this practice that we can act as though nothing hurts us, for we are no longer bound by the emotions that arise from attachment. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means recognizing that while we cannot control everything, we can control our reactions. It means accepting that life will unfold as it will, and our peace of mind does not need to be disrupted by its unpredictable nature. This mindset allows us to remain calm and composed, even in the face of adversity. We do not deny emotions, but we do not let them consume us either. By practicing detachment, we free ourselves from the burdens of expectation and disappointment. We learn to embrace life as it is, rather than as we wish it to be. This shift in perspective allows us to act as though nothing hurts us, because we are no longer tied to the outcomes of our experiences. We find peace in the present moment, free from the anxieties of the past and future. The strength of detachment lies in its ability to keep us grounded. When we are detached, we are not swayed by the highs and lows of life. We remain steady, knowing that everything is temporary, and this knowledge empowers us to act with resilience and grace. The courage to endure. Endurance is one of the most powerful attributes a person can possess. When we learn to act as if nothing hurts us, we cultivate the courage to endure. Life will test us, sometimes in ways we never imagined. It is in these moments of testing that we are faced with a choice to crumble under the weight of our trials or to stand firm, unshaken by the storm. Endurance is not about pretending that we are unaffected by the hardships we face, but about choosing to keep going despite them. To endure is to show that we are stronger than the pain we experience. It is to acknowledge the presence of suffering without allowing it to dictate our actions or diminish our spirit. Endurance is a quiet strength, one that does not seek recognition or applause. It is the determination to keep moving forward, even when every step feels like a struggle. It is this courage that allows us to act as if nothing hurts us, for we know that the pain we feel is temporary, but our resilience is eternal. The courage to endure comes from a deep well of inner strength. It is not something that is easily visible to others, but it is always there, quietly fueling our ability to persevere. Endurance is often lonely, for it requires us to face our struggles head-on, without the comfort of immediate relief. But it is in this solitude that we find the depth of our courage, the unshakable belief that we can and will overcome. To endure is to trust in the process of life. It is to believe that no matter how difficult our circumstances may be, we have the strength to rise above them. This trust allows us to act as though nothing hurts us, for we are no longer defined by the pain we experience, but by the strength we show in overcoming it. Those who have the courage to endure know that pain is a part of life, but it does not have to define life. They know that every hardship is an opportunity to grow, to become stronger, and to prove to themselves that they are capable of overcoming anything. This is the true essence of resilience, the ability to endure with grace, even when everything seems to be falling apart. Finding strength in vulnerability. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but in truth, it is one of the greatest sources of strength we can possess. To act as if nothing hurts you is not about denying your vulnerability, but about finding strength within it. When we are vulnerable, we open ourselves up to the possibility of pain, but we also open ourselves up to the possibility of growth. It is through vulnerability that we learn the most about ourselves and our capacity to endure. When we embrace our vulnerability, we become more resilient. We stop trying to shield ourselves from pain and instead face it head-on, knowing that it cannot break us. Vulnerability allows us to act as though nothing hurts us because we are no longer afraid of being hurt. We have accepted that pain is a part of life, and rather than running from it, we allow it to teach us, to shape us into stronger, more compassionate individuals. To find strength in vulnerability is to understand that we are not defined by our moments of weakness, but by how we rise from them. It is about recognizing that true strength comes not from pretending that we are invulnerable, but from acknowledging that we are human, and that being human means feeling pain. Yet it is through this very pain that we find our greatest strength. By embracing vulnerability, we open ourselves up to the full range of human experience. We allow ourselves to feel deeply, to connect with others on a profound level, and to grow in ways we never thought possible. Vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of courage. It takes immense strength to open ourselves up to the possibility of pain, but it is through this openness that we find the resilience to act as though nothing hurts us. Those who find strength in vulnerability understand that life is not about avoiding pain, but about embracing it as part of the journey. They know that vulnerability is not something to be feared, but something to be celebrated. In vulnerability, we find the courage to act with strength, even in the face of adversity. The discipline of emotional control. Emotional control is a cornerstone of acting as if nothing hurts you. It is the discipline to manage your emotions rather than allowing them to manage you. Emotions are powerful forces. They can lift us up or bring us down. But when we learn to control
you pull me in all time, the ways we've danced this dance, it's all the same. But I'm hooked, can't break the chain. We crash, we burn, we never learn, it's a cycle. I can't discern, but in your arms I lose control. We fall apart, but still I go. Here we go again, spinning in the dark, chasing every high, even if we fall apart. Here we go again, you and me were blind, losing all we got, but it's worth it every time. Here we go again. Here we go again. We know it's wrong, but we still pretend. Here we go again. You're my habit, my sweet mistake. Can't resist, it's all it takes. No future clear, just the now. But in the fire, we're burning out. We crash, we burn, we never learn, it's a cycle. I can't discern, but in your arms I lose control. We fall apart, but still I go. Here we go again, spinning in the dark, chasing every high, even if we fall apart. Here we go again, you and me were blind, losing all we got, but it's worth it every time. Here we go again. Here we go again. We know it's wrong, but we still pretend. Here we go again. You're my habit, my sweet mistake. We rise and fall, but still we drop. For just one night, it's all we need. Here we go again, we're free. Here we go again, spinning in the dark, chasing every high, even if we fall apart. Here we go again, you and me were blind, losing all we've got, but it's worth it every time. Here we go again. Here we go again. We know it's wrong, but we still pretend. Here we go again.
them, we gain the ability to act with grace and composure, even in the most trying circumstances. Emotional control is not about suppressing our feelings, but about channeling them in a way that serves us rather than hinders us. When we are in control of our emotions, we are able to respond to life's challenges with clarity and reason, rather than reacting impulsively out of anger, fear, or sadness. This ability to maintain emotional balance allows us to act as if nothing hurts us, for we are no longer at the mercy of our feelings. We can acknowledge our emotions without being overwhelmed by them, and this gives us the strength to face adversity with resilience. The discipline of emotional control requires practice and self-awareness. It is a skill that must be cultivated over time through mindfulness and reflection. We must learn to recognize when our emotions are taking control and consciously choose to respond in a way that aligns with our values and goals. This practice allows us to maintain our composure even when faced with situations that would normally trigger a strong emotional response. By mastering emotional control, we free ourselves from the highs and lows of emotional turbulence. We become steady and grounded, able to navigate the storms of life without being thrown off course. This strength allows us to act as if nothing hurts us, for we are no longer swayed by the intensity of our emotions. We can face life's challenges with a calm and composed mind, knowing that we have the power to control our response to whatever comes our way. Those who practice emotional control understand that emotions are fleeting, but their impact can be lasting if not managed properly. They know that true strength comes not from denying their emotions, but from mastering them. By maintaining control over their emotions, they are able to act with resilience and grace, even in the face of pain and adversity. The art of reframing pain. Reframing pain is an essential skill for acting as if nothing hurts you. It involves changing the way we perceive our pain, transforming it from a source of suffering into a tool for growth. Pain is inevitable in life, but how we choose to interpret and respond to it is within our control. When we reframe our pain, we take ownership of our experience and use it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and become stronger. Reframing pain is not about denying the reality of our suffering, but about shifting our perspective to see it in a new light. It is about recognizing that pain, while uncomfortable, can also be a catalyst for positive change. By viewing our pain as a teacher rather than an enemy, we are able to act as though nothing hurts us, for we have learned to find meaning and purpose in our suffering. The art of reframing pain requires a mindset of growth and resilience. It involves asking ourselves not why is this happening to me, but what can I learn from this experience. This shift in thinking allows us to move from a place of victimhood to a place of empowerment. We no longer see pain as something to be feared or avoided, but as an opportunity to develop greater strength and wisdom. Reframing pain also involves letting go of the need for immediate relief. When we reframe our pain, we understand that healing is a process and that true growth often takes time. We become patient with ourselves and our journey, knowing that the lessons we learn from our pain will ultimately serve us in the long run. This patience allows us to act with grace and composure, even in the midst of our suffering. Those who master the art of reframing pain understand that life is not about avoiding discomfort, but about embracing it as part of the human experience. They know that pain is not the enemy, but a guide that can lead us to greater strength, resilience, and wisdom. By reframing their pain, they are able to act as if nothing hurts them, for they have learned to find beauty and meaning in even the most difficult of experiences. Building a foundation of inner peace. Inner peace is the bedrock upon which the ability to act as if nothing hurts you is built. When we cultivate inner peace, we create a sanctuary within ourselves that remains untouched by the chaos of the outside world. This peace allows us to remain calm and composed, even in the face of life's greatest challenges. It is not a peace that comes from external circumstances, but one that is cultivated through mindfulness, reflection, and a deep connection to our inner selves. Building a foundation of inner peace requires intentional practice. It involves setting aside time each day to quiet the mind, to reflect on our thoughts and emotions, and to cultivate a sense of calm and balance. This practice allows us to create a space within ourselves where we can retreat in times of difficulty. It is in this space that we find the strength to act as if nothing hurts us, for we are no longer dependent on external circumstances for our peace of mind. Inner peace also requires letting go of the need to control everything around us. When we accept that we cannot control the world, but only our response to it, we free ourselves from the anxiety and stress that comes from trying to manage every aspect of our lives. This acceptance allows us to remain grounded, even in the face of uncertainty, for we know that our peace comes from within, not from the outside world. As we cultivate inner peace, We also develop greater compassion for ourselves and others. We learn to be patient with ourselves in times of difficulty and to extend that patience to those around us. This compassion allows us to act with grace and kindness even when we are faced with pain and adversity. It is this inner peace that gives us the strength to act as if nothing hurts us, for we are no longer shaken by the storms of life. Those who build a foundation of inner peace understand that true strength comes not from external power, but from the quiet strength that resides within. They know that inner peace is not something that can be found in the world, but something that must be cultivated within the heart and mind. By creating this foundation, they are able to act with resilience and grace no matter what challenges life may bring. The strength of self-belief. Self-belief is a critical component of acting as if nothing hurts you. When we believe in ourselves, we are able to face life's challenges with confidence and resilience. Self-belief gives us the strength to persevere even when the odds are against us. It is the foundation upon which we build our resilience, for when we trust in our ability to overcome adversity, we are no longer afraid of what life may throw at us. The strength of self-belief comes from within. It is not dependent on external validation or the opinions of others. It is a deep, unshakable conviction that we are capable of handling whatever challenges come our way. This belief allows us to act as though nothing hurts us, for we know that no matter what happens, we have the strength to rise above it. Self-belief also gives us the courage to take risks and pursue our goals, even in the face of uncertainty. When we believe in ourselves, we are not afraid of failure, for we know that failure is not the end, but simply a step along the path to success. This courage allows us to act with confidence and grace, even when we are faced with setbacks and challenges. Cultivating self-belief requires practice and self-reflection. We must learn to silence the voices of doubt and fear that arise within us, and instead focus on our strengths and abilities. This practice allows us to build a strong foundation of self-belief, which in turn gives us the resilience to act as though nothing hurts us. Those who possess self-belief understand that their strength comes not from external sources, but from within. They know that they are capable of handling whatever life throws their way, and this belief gives them the confidence to face adversity with grace and resilience. By cultivating self-belief, they are able to act as though nothing hurts them, for they know that they have the strength to overcome any challenge. The power of endurance. Endurance is the final piece of the puzzle when it comes to acting as if nothing hurts you. It is the ability to keep going, even when the road is long and difficult. Endurance is not about avoiding pain, but about pushing through it with determination and grace. It is the strength to keep moving forward, even when everything within you wants to give up. The power of endurance lies in its ability to transform us. When we endure, we become stronger, both mentally and physically. We learn to push past our limits and discover that we are capable of more than we ever thought possible. This strength allows us to act as though nothing hurts us, for we have learned that we are capable of enduring even the most difficult of challenges. Endurance is not just about physical strength, it is about mental and emotional strength as well. It is the ability to stay focused and determined, even when the world around us seems to be falling apart. This mental and emotional endurance allows us to act with grace and composure, even in the face of pain and adversity. Those who possess the power of endurance understand that life is not always easy, but that it is always worth the effort. They know that every challenge they face is an opportunity to grow, to become stronger, and to prove to themselves that they are capable of overcoming anything. This understanding gives them the strength to act as if nothing hurts them, for they know that they have the endurance to push through any hardship. By cultivating endurance, we develop the resilience to face life's challenges with grace and determination. We learn that no matter how difficult the journey may be, we have the strength to keep moving forward. This resilience allows us to act as if nothing hurts us, for we have learned that we are capable of enduring and overcoming even the most difficult of circumstances. Pain as a teacher. Pain, when embraced as a teacher rather than an enemy, offers you as profound lessons. It strips away illusions, forcing us to face truths about ourselves and the world around us. Acting as if nothing hurts is not a rejection of pain's existence, but an acceptance of its role in shaping our character. It teaches us to remain steady even when we feel broken inside, recognizing that each trial refines us. When we act as if nothing hurts, we are not masking our suffering, but choosing to engage with it in a different way. We allow ourselves to be molded by the experience, yet we refuse to let it define us. This mindset helps us to understand that pain, like all things, is temporary, but the strength we gain from enduring it is everlasting. We learn to carry ourselves with dignity, even when circumstances are far from dignified. Through the lens of this understanding, we see that life is not about avoiding pain, but about navigating through it. Each wound is a scar that tells a story not of defeat, but of survival. And as we act as if nothing hurts, we are not hiding our vulnerabilities, but demonstrating the resilience that grows from them. The power of resilience. Resilience is not merely the ability to bounce back from hardship, it is the quiet strength that allows us to stand firm while the storm rages. To act as if nothing hurts is to cultivate this resilience, to plant our feet firmly in the ground, knowing that while the winds may howl, they cannot uproot us unless we allow them to. When we face suffering with a composed exterior, we send a message not just to the world, but to ourselves. We affirm that our inner strength is greater than any external force that seeks to break us. It is not a denial of our pain, but a statement that we are more than the sum of our struggles. This is the heart of resilience, a deep-rooted confidence in our capacity to endure. The more we practice resilience, the more it becomes second nature. It transforms our perspective on suffering, shifting from a victim mentality to one of empowerment. We no longer ask, "Why me?" but instead, "What can I learn from this?" In this way, resilience becomes both a shield and a tool, protecting us while shaping us. Inner strength and outer composure. In a world that often values appearances, it can be tempting to let our pain show. But there is a quiet power in maintaining composure even when we are hurting. Acting as if nothing hurts teaches us the discipline of self-control, a skill that allows us to navigate challenges with grace. It is not about pretending, but about mastering our reactions to adversity. So how to composure reflects inner strength. When we choose to present ourselves as unshaken, we reinforce our own belief in our ability to handle the situation. This, in turn, strengthens our resolve. We become more capable of withstanding future hardships because we have trained ourselves to remain calm in the midst of chaos. Our calmness is not a mask, but a manifestation of the strength we are developing within. The beauty of this approach is that it encourages a deeper connection with our true selves. We begin to understand that our worth is not dependent on our circumstances, but on how we choose to face them. In acting as though nothing hurts, we are not deceiving others or ourselves, but affirming our ability to rise above. And the importance of focus. In moments of pain, our attention often scatters, leaving us vulnerable to despair. But to act as if nothing hurts requires a focus that is undeterred by suffering. This kind of focus is not blind optimism, but a deliberate choice to concentrate on what we can control rather than what we cannot. It is about directing our energy towards growth, even in the midst of discomfort. Focus helps us to remain steady in the storm. When we choose to act as if nothing hurts, we are directing our mind away from the pain and towards the solution. This doesn't mean ignoring our suffering, but refusing to let it dominate our thoughts. With each step we take in the direction of progress, We diminish the power of pain to dictate our lives. Through focus, we also learn to prioritize. We begin to see that not every battle is worth fighting, and not every slight is worth our emotional energy. By focusing on what truly matters, we free ourselves from the distractions that only serve to amplify our pain. In doing so, we act not just as though nothing hurts, but as though nothing can stop us. Pain as a signal, not a destination. One of the most powerful realizations is that pain is a signal, not a destination. It is a temporary state meant to alert us to areas that need attention, but it is not where we are meant to stay. Acting as if nothing hurts does not mean ignoring this signal, but acknowledging it without letting it consume us. We recognize pain's presence, but we also see beyond it. Pain is a part of life, but it is not the entirety of life. When we act as if nothing hurts, we acknowledge the signal, tend to what needs to be tended to, and then move forward. We do not set up camp in our suffering. Instead, we use it as a stepping stone to greater strength. In this way, pain becomes a catalyst for growth, rather than a place of stagnation. This perspective shift allows us to view our challenges differently. We no longer see pain as an obstacle that blocks our path, but as a signpost that directs us to where we need to grow. And as we act as though nothing hurts, we learn to navigate around these signposts with wisdom, knowing that they are part of the journey, but never the end of the road. In the role of perspective. Perspective is a powerful tool in the battle against pain. The way we frame our experiences determines how much they affect us. To act as if nothing hurts is to choose a perspective that sees beyond the immediate discomfort and focuses on the long-term outcome. It is about zooming out, seeing the bigger picture, and understanding that today's pain is tomorrow's wisdom. When we shift our perspective, we change the narrative. We move from being victims of circumstance to active participants in our own growth. This doesn't mean that pain doesn't hurt, it does. But it also means that we have the power to choose what that pain will mean for us. Will it be a stumbling block, or will it be a stepping stone? The more we practice this shift in perspective, the more natural it becomes. We begin to see that every challenge is an opportunity in disguise, every setback a setup for a greater comeback. Acting as if nothing hurts becomes less of an act and more of a lifestyle, a reflection of our deep-rooted belief in our ability to overcome. Emotional fortitude. Emotional fortitude is the ability to withstand the ups and downs of life without being overwhelmed by them. It is a vital component of acting as if nothing hurts, or it allows us to maintain our balance in the face of emotional turbulence. This strength is not about suppressing emotions, but about managing them in a way that serves our highest good. When we develop emotional fortitude, we are able to face difficult situations without crumbling. We feel the weight of our emotions, but we do not allow them to dictate our actions. This control is not about repression, but about choosing how to respond rather than react. It is the mark of someone who understands the power of their emotions but is not controlled by them. Over time, this emotional resilience builds confidence. We learn that no matter what comes our way, we are equipped to handle it. Acting as if nothing hurts becomes a reflection of the deep inner trust we have in our own strength, a trust that is forged in the fire of life's challenges. To learn to act as if nothing hurts you is not to deny the reality of pain, but to rise above it with resilience, grace, and strength. Through the cultivation of inner peace, emotional control, self-belief, and endurance, we can transform our pain into a source of power. We can choose to face life's challenges with courage and dignity, knowing that we have the strength to overcome whatever comes our way. By embracing this mindset, we do not avoid pain, but we transcend it, allowing us to live a life of purpose, strength, and unwavering resilience. 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 Resilience.